Clara Dow.
Clara Dow.
Flat-chested body positivity influencer spent 4 years telling us we don't need boobs to be beautiful.
She was a hope for me.
And just work on things we're excited about again.
For this next chapter, and thank you so much.
There is a huge cheating situation surrounding the drama we've been discussing, so in this video, we'll be uncovering that. We'll also be looking at some of Clara's posts on her Instagram surrounding the breakup, which really give it more of a backstory. And then lastly, we'll look at the downfall Clara has met in numbers. Her TikTok numbers are actually decreasing, as well as looking at some TikToks discussing her cancellation because it has gone insanely viral recently. With that, let's get into the insane drama surrounding the breakup. Firstly, I want to show you a 3-second clip. The audience of my channel has been supporting Mustafa, the Palestinian father of 2 daughters, for a while now, and I want to remind you that it is not too late. You can donate any amount to the link in the description, or spread the word to friends and family, or use social media to spread the word. Thank you so much, and with that, let's continue with this video. Firstly, let's get into the cheating allegations made by a different partner. Remember that these are allegations and there's not a lot of proof. It's just someone saying something, so I just want to make that clear so no one comes at me or sues me. It's just allegations at the end of the day. With that, let's get into these allegations. I had to download RedNote to figure this information out. I got a few comments talking about this, so I was like, I'll do a little research, I'll do a little digging. So I downloaded RedNote, and based off of the comments I've seen and the RedNote posts I've been able to find, this is basically what's happened. As some of you probably know, I already knew about these from the last video, but I didn't want to because at the time I hadn't downloaded RedNote and I didn't actually research it, so I didn't want to talk about it until I'd done a little more digging, just to make sure that the comment wasn't just making up something. I wanted to actually see the post for myself, and I was able to find some posts by this girl making these accusations towards Javi, specifically Clara's ex-boyfriend. So a little while back, a girl made some posts specifically about Clara's ex-boyfriend, Javi, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, and she basically said that he cheated on her. She didn't give much information, but she made it pretty clear that she had thought he cheated on her. And while he met Clara, she made it clear that he cheated while meeting Clara. So there could be a direct correlation between these two. I mean, there pretty much seems to be, according to what she's saying. So it's not really clear if she directly blames Clara for this or thinks she played a major role. It's possible Clara didn't know about this, so I'm not saying Clara knew and she was part of this evil plan, but if these accusations are true, it's possible Clara did know and didn't care at the time. And as most of us know, you shouldn't date a cheater. You shouldn't cheat with someone. So once again, who knows if Clara knows? Who knows if these are true? There isn't much proof. It's hard to prove if someone's cheating. It's hard to prove, but that's the accusation going around. And that's what I didn't really get into last video. But it was hard not to find out about that because I saw a lot of comments when I was talking about Clara in my first video about the cheating accusations. And they were saying, well, it serves her right because she was dating this dude who she knew was going to cheat or possibly cheat, or because she knew he had already cheated on a girl before. So that girl has gotten quite some attention because of this accusations he's making. Just look up Javi cheating accusations on RedNote. It's hard to find it pretty much anywhere else. It's specifically on the app of RedNote, but you can do some digging like I did, and that's pretty much what there is. Once again, there's not really tons of proof of this happening. It's, once again, really, really hard to prove cheating accusations, but if true, once again, we still don't know if Clara actually knew, so I'm going to cut her some slack there. We don't know enough about the situation, but I felt like it was something we should bring up because it is kind of an important update. There's more to this situation, and it just overall makes Javi look like an even worse dude because we were already talking about before smirking in the video talking about breaking up with Clara. So these cheating accusations, even though, once again, for the 100th time so I don't get sued, there's no proof, even though, even having the accusation going around isn't going to make him look much better. I don't trust him. Let's just say that. I don't know him, but I don't trust him. And since the girl didn't say much about Clara other than adding the detail that he cheated when he met Clara, so once again, he could have met her and been friends with her and been dating someone else. There's just really not enough on the situation to determine. So once again, don't come at Clara for this because there's not enough going around. But overall, I think this accusation isn't something that we should specifically put against Clara. I think it's more of something that kind of just makes Javi look worse than he already did, because already most most people in my comments were against him. Like, they were saying, yeah, he's not a great guy. I think he may have, I don't think he cares about Clara too much. I don't think he ever did. And this accusation going around just isn't going to make his reputation any better. Now, the next update is that Clara has gone onto her Instagram and has said a lot more about the breakup situation, really more of her thoughts, because usually, as most of us know, her TikToks are kind of just her lip singing to songs with a message up there. But now on Instagram, she's gone into a lot more depth about it. So I thought we'd look at some of that. She has an entire section dedicated to the breakup. And here's one of the posts. Okay, what should I do with the couples plague? Now I don't know what to do anymore. This post really just emphasizes that she really didn't see this coming versus him, who was grinning. He saw it coming, and 51% said take it down. Clara also opened her DMs for questions, or whatever you do when you ask the creator questions on Instagram, and she answered some of them, and some of them were low-key kind of rude. Like, let's not even lie, like, they were kind of coming at her, and I think she probably knew it, but she answered in a way that made the question look like it was nice. It doesn't really make any sense until I show you some examples. Here's one that says congrats on the breakup. Before, Clara's also responded to things saying, why are you still posting? She'll respond to comments that are clearly not people that are exactly, let's just say, a fan of her, but she'll like respond as if they are. And I don't know why, because most people don't do this, but anyway, here's what she said.
Thank you. I've always believed in saying congrats with someone who goes through a breakup or divorce, because it often means choosing yourself, your peace, your growth, good, and something you know that no longer makes you happy. Some good vibes are quiet blessings, gentle redirections of the universe, or just your soul's.
You know what? We get the idea. Here, someone asks, how do you deal with the haters? And then it's basically 3 minutes of cope. Let's read a few sentences.
Okay. I don't. The hate is not mine to carry or handle. I simply just post what I want. Do what I want and let the universe take care of the rest. I've been in this industry for 6 years, so of course my skin has gone thicker.
So much thicker that you posted, 20 videos? Way more than that. 30 videos about being canceled and responded to like 80 comments about you being... Okay. And a 30-minute long video about you being canceled too. But no, your skin is very, very thick.
What people say is a projection of their own reflection of their mind and their belief. It is not my responsibility. And I also love everyone who watches my content always, even the haters.
Oh, thank you, Clara. I'm so glad. Okay. First of all, like, genuinely, I wish I had this level of cope. Like, genuinely. I wish I could say, oh, all my haters, when they criticize me for things, it's just such a big level of cope. No one's projecting their insecure. Like, this is just such a weird thing to say. No, I'm insecure about my personal job, so I'm gonna come at Clara. Like, it's just, what? And then someone asks, what really made you and Javi break up? Why didn't it work out? And she says she's making a full long-form video about this, and it's probably just going to say the same stuff she's saying already, but you can probably expect that in like a year, maybe. I wouldn't bother watching it if I were you. Maybe I'll make a video on it. I don't know. I'd probably not, to be honest, because I'm sure she'll probably just say the same thing she said before. Like, it wasn't in the stars or something. And like I said, all the breakup things, all these different things she's sharing are under one story called The New Chapter, and she even wrote a whole thing. She said, happened when I was in Melania. I cut my trip short and flew back the next day. Some of the saddest days of this year. I'm going through it, I'm healing, and I keep choosing myself no matter what. Javi's an amazing person. He really is, and he has made the past 1.5 years of my life so fun and full of love. We're just at the point that we think it's better to be apart than together and compromising what we truly want. I miss him intensely at times, especially when I'm back in. Sorry, I don't want to butcher that. She goes on to say, we parted ways very immaculately. We're still in very good terms. We love each other unconditionally. This year's been absolutely crazy, and I feel like the universe is playing with me at times because so many things have changed. Part of those are your fault. So many times things turn upside down. Again, partly your fault. But I'm also the strongest and most resilient I've ever been. People change and that's okay. We ended up growing apart, wanting different things, but it doesn't mean that our love is not there.
I love the Philippines, man. And, she wanted to live in her beach house.
Sorry, that was rude. That was very rude. I'm sorry. I'm not trying. Okay, let's move on. Anyway, what I'm trying to, this is basically what Clara said. And we just got to remember at the end of the day that all this stuff is public. So there's a reason, there's a possibility that Clara isn't really saying what's on her mind, and because it's public and you don't really want to, you don't want to embarrass yourself publicly, or you don't want to make more attention to the situation, if that makes sense. If it is worse than she's trying to make it out to be. And she continues to answer some Q&A questions. How are you facing the moments when you're feeling more vulnerable and sad about the breakup? And then a heart. Yes, Clara does still have some fans, it seems. Guys, okay, I'm gonna admit something. I gotta confess here. That was me. I'm secretly a Clara fan, and yeah, I lied to you all, but you just gotta accept me for who I am, okay? God forbid a woman changes her mind. You hate women, okay? Anyway, what I'm trying to get at is that she clearly still has some fans left, and here's one. And here's what she said in response. She really likes to, let's just say, go in depth when it comes to words, meaning she says a lot. First, she says, I keep reminding myself I'm not my emotions. I'm just experiencing the emotions. I'm the observer, but that helps me not immerse myself too much in sadness and see the true nature of emotions for what they are. They come and go. And the more I open to them, I hug myself for these weak moments. Can someone explain that to me? I feel like a complete idiot. Like, I really don't understand what she's saying. Like, I think I'm really dumb. There's some meaning behind this, but I genuinely, I feel stupid right now because I have no idea what she's saying. To me, it just seems like a whole lot of nothing, but maybe I'm just unintelligent. And then after that, she went on to say this. Warning, insane amount of cope. It also reminds myself that everything is perfect. Everything is exactly the way it should be right now. I meant to go through this at this moment, and it's okay. I'm still living my dream life. Maybe not with the person I thought I would spend it with, but it doesn't mean that there's inherently anything wrong with my life right now. In fact, it's all working out because maybe something better is meant to come into my life. Is your dream life having everyone on the internet hate you, changing everything you promised not to change, your boyfriend left you, I guess you have money. I guess you have money and you maybe look the way you want to look now. I guess if that's your dream life, you do that, I guess. You've literally called him your soulmate a million times, how you manifested your soulmate in your dream life. How can you be living your dream life without your soulmate? Like, I don't even mean to be rude right now. Like, I genuinely feel bad about the breakup and blah, blah, blah. But, like, how is it your dream life? Like, the only thing I could think of that could make it your dream life is that you're really rich. Like, recently she made a video where she was like touring her parents' house. Like, she's rich, her parents are rich. Like, I guess you could say that's living your dream life, and she's confident now maybe because the surgery and everything. But like, at the end of the day, this just feels very, very, I don't think you're living your dream life. But you know what? You do you, girl.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. Are you happy with your delivery service?
I love it.
I will miss the Oscar level acting these two used to do. Like, it doesn't look forced at all. It doesn't look like Clara was like, act with me, please be in my video and act. No, it was natural. This dude was a natural. Like you just saw, it doesn't look forced at all. It's so enjoyable. Like, I'm gonna miss these so much. I used to binge watch their videos. Oh man, I'm so sad.
My name is Javi and I pay for all the meals.
My name is Clara and
My name's Javi and I also bought the dessert.
My name's Clara and
My name is Javi and I also buy the flowers.
My name's Clara and
These videos, masterclass in acting. And also, how did I get a headache? My volume wasn't even that high. I got a headache from Clara's voice. Like, she was screaming for no reason. Why are you screaming? And this is obviously some kind of trend, which I don't care enough to, like, look into the trend. But what's the joke? Like, I'm not even trying to be rude, but legitimately, what was the joke here? I don't get it. Could someone please explain to me? Like, I feel so stupid right now. What is the joke? But in a little more serious tone, I do feel bad about the breakup when I think of their channel, because that's honestly, like, that video was recommended to me, but I never really watched too many of their videos. But 2 million followers on their couples account, that is a lot of followers. That's a lot more than most people will ever reach in their lifetime trying hard at YouTube or TikTok. Like, that's a lot of YouTube followers, and that's just insane. So that is sad, especially Clara expressing how she doesn't know what to do with it anymore. That would be like a sad reminder of the breakup, and it's clear that it's like Clara's been through it now, because she clearly was like weeping, crying. She was very unhappy about the breakup. So I do feel bad for her there, because 2 million followers, like, that is a very big achievement. And to do it with stuff, I always knew when they started the channel, well, when I saw the videos or saw the posts, I always knew, I was like, ooh, this is gonna hurt when they break up. And sure enough, it's hurting for Clara right now. But I'm gonna be honest, this is my opinion, and I feel like I need to say this again and again to remind you guys that this isn't a fact. This is my opinion, and I'm gonna try to put this as nicely as I can. Every time I saw a video with Clara and her boyfriend, it always looked very, 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 very forced. like them dressing up, him acting. It always looked like she just shoved a camera in his face, and like what once again, fully my opinion, from it just looked awkward and kind of forced. And that's the way a lot of relationships on social media go. I'm sure in real life it was probably a lot obviously less awkward, but some people are just awkward on camera, so maybe he's just awkward on camera. I don't know for sure, but it's just he never looked super like it didn't look natural, to put it quite plainly. And maybe he's not used to social media like Clara is, so she can like put on that image more. Maybe it's something like that, because I don't personally have a couples channel, so maybe it's just me, but that's just something I've noticed through their videos. And I know it seems harsh me coming at him for his acting in the videos I've seen, because most people suck at like their acting skills and stuff. It just is kind of funny because it's a 2 million channel, and it's just like pain. It's just, I can sense the awkwardness through the screen, and it just makes me cringe physically, just because it's just so unnatural. The atmosphere and all the videos they record together, it just seems like that. But once again, it could just be a thing where Clara's, because she's so popular on social media, or was popular, she's way more used to talking on camera, she's way more comfortable with it, and she's able to present this comfortable image, versus him, who once again, kind of as I said before, he has a much smaller following, gets much less views. His most viewed videos are the ones where he's talking about Clara, so obviously he's not as much of an influencer as her, so that could play into it. This isn't the greatest comparison for like obvious reasons, because none of you guys have seen my face, but when I first started my channel and made my first few videos, I sounded completely different, and my newer videos, my voice just sounds more, I feel like, professional in a way. It's nowhere near as like where I want it to sound, like there's like, I prefer to sound like other people that I watch, but like compared to my older videos, I cringe when I watch them. I'm just like, my voice is so high pitched, it's really like quiet, it's just awkward, and you can tell like it's my first few videos. Let's just put it that way. We all need to learn from somewhere, so that's my guess. It might not even be the awkwardness between the two, it's probably just he doesn't have much experience on camera. That's probably my guess. But yeah, the videos are just really awkward to watch. Also, this isn't an invitation to watch my first few videos. I really cringe at them, especially the one on Elsagate. That one is so cringy. Like, genuinely, I thought I was like the next August the Duck or something with my stupid little image I reuse over and over again. It's so bad. Please, please, please do not watch that one. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding. It's so cringe. Anyway, moving on to the next point. Firstly, I just want to address a lot of comments I've been seeing lately, mostly saying I'm repeating myself too much, and there's a main reason why that's been a problem, specifically lately. It's because I've gone up in quality, specifically in the thumbnail area, and because of that, making a thumbnail, not right now, obviously, not when it's text, but when it's the person in the center and the two in the background, that can take up to, you guys, I've said this before, but it can take an entire, it can take, let's just say, if it's an easy day, a few hours, 3 hours would be an easy thumbnail. A long day, it'll take multiple days, and it'll take like 4 to 6 hours a day just working on the thumbnail and editing it. So because of that, because I have to devote a lot of time to the thumbnail, and once again, I obviously enjoy it. I'm not complaining, I'm just giving a reason to why that's been a problem lately. And because the beginning of my video is mostly information, and then the second half, the end is towards the end more is where I give my opinion. Sometimes I'll be towards the end when I'll stop it and then start it the next day, and I'll kind of repeat myself unintentionally, because even if I re-listen to it, it's those thoughts. My brain is telling me, you didn't just say that. You can make this point because you didn't just say it. So in order to fix that problem, I've come up with a few different solutions. I might have like a kind of simple, different sheet of things and points, so I make sure that I don't miss them, or make sure I don't repeat them. So there's different things I have with that, but thanks for putting in your input. I did see that being a problem, even from people that said they really, really, really enjoy my content, but they've seen this as a problem towards the end of videos. So yes, I will begin to work on that. Thank you to those who politely told me it instead of just telling me in a nasty way. Now on to the third and final, basically, part of the video. Clara Dow is finally entering her undeniable downfall. Her video views since she's broken up with her boyfriend have gone down drastically, as well as her likes. Well, most of us know at this point that her likes are not very high, mainly because, well, she's not liked, and her comments are usually filled with, they're pretty split, but most of them are usually hating because she's done so many things and gone through so many controversies. But now, probably her worst nightmare has happened. Her people, or her audience, or what's left, even the ones that don't like her, are losing interest, because I guess they just were kind of waiting for them to break up, or maybe they cared only about the couple content. Here's a pretty good example. This video got under 10,000 likes, which for Clara Dow, she usually gets millions and millions and millions of views and at least 20,000 likes a post. So people are less interested in her now because, as I said, a lot were just there. A lot of her audience stayed because they were preying on her downfall. They were waiting for something interesting to happen between the two, and since it did, they left. And another reason for that, as I've kind of said before, is that she's going through the cancel stage on TikTok now.
Clara Dow just did her... Oops. I feel so betrayed. Let me explain. I belong to a community of flat-chested people.
A flat-chested body positivity influencer spent 4 years telling us we don't need boobs to be beautiful, just to turn around and get a boob job. And now my DMs are flooded with girls feeling even more insecure than they ever did before.
And yes, I know that the surgery is old news. It's very old. It's months old. But TikTokers finding out about this and major ones is not old news. Like, she's legitimately getting called out now on TikTok. And because it's her main platform, she gets the most views by far on there, more than any other platform by far. And I guess she is pretty successful on Instagram, but by far it is TikTok. If she gets canceled on there, I mean, she doesn't have any platform left. Genuinely, that used to be the platform where she could post stuff and go mega viral, even if she flopped on YouTube or any other platform. But now that she's getting canceled on there and everyone knows about it there, it's become the platform where she gets the most hate. Well, Instagram might be a little bit worse.
And I get it, because when an influencer convinces you to never change your body and then goes and changes theirs, that is gonna hurt. But that's where my page is different, and don't get me wrong, it has got me in trouble so many times.
And I know what you're thinking. Who cares? A few influencers talked about it. This is not a big deal. It is. There was an influencer that uploaded a video saying they will take Clara's place and will not betray their audience, and it has over 2 million likes. Insane. Like, that is a huge, that just shows how mad people truly are at Clara. 2 million likes on TikTok is insane. On any platform, 2 million likes is huge.
If you guys don't know, this is Clara Dow, and she's a body positivity influencer on Instagram and TikTok, where she would make content about her being skinny and flat-chested and just having a flat bum. Recently, she's come under fire because she got a boob job done, and it goes against her content, which was embracing her flat chest.
Cancellation has brought up a lot of attention, and not only in TikTok videos. For some reason, in a lot of TikTok sections, this has been a major discussion. I've seen people make random videos about TikTokers betraying their audience in completely different concepts and discussions, and then someone in the top comments will comment, "That's like Clara Dow," and it'll get a ton of attention because she's a major discussion. She's become basically a symbol on TikTok for betraying your audience and betraying what you believe in.
My name is Javi and I pay for all the meals.
My name is Clara and I...
My name is Javi and I also bought the dessert.
My name is Clara and
My name is Javi and I also buy the flowers.
My name is Clara and...
And because I was unlucky enough to decide to start researching the cancellation of her on TikTok, I began to get recommended her videos. And this is one of the last videos made between these two on their main channel. It is very cursed and it's just kind of sad and depressing to witness. I don't get the joke. I feel like an idiot. They must be following a trend, but I genuinely don't get the joke here. I rewatched it 3 times because I wanted to explain it in this video, but I genuinely don't get the joke.
I really looked at her like a goddess, and I forget about her. I mean, I saw her, I was inspired by her, and I just never saw her again on my page.
And since she's been canceled so many different ways and for a few different reasons, I think the main reason why she's experiencing such a brutal downfall is because she doesn't know how to properly respond to being canceled. Instead of responding with one video and probably apologizing, that's probably be the best way or something, or not even the surgery. We're talking about before that, about the one video we all know she released. You all know by now. We're not going to go over that. We all know, like, she should have just released an apology, but instead she releases, 40 different videos complaining and pretend joking, like we know she wasn't actually happy about it. All these different videos doing skits and stuff surrounding the fact that she was being canceled, and no one in her audience actually found this funny or was on really her side at all, and it just began to make it more clear. Like, every time you post a video about being canceled, it gives your audience another chance to rethink why they're watching you. So each video she posts just became clear that she didn't have anything else to focus on, and so slowly, one by one, her subscribers dropped and her viewers began to leave her, and the only people remaining were the people that actively were preying on her downfall. And in my opinion, if I were her and I'd posted 3 or 4 videos about being canceled and they were all majorly backfiring, I probably would have shut my mouth and figured out how to respond, like Mr. Beast or someone I would have got on my team, or I don't know, someone or some way, figure out some way to respond better, because clearly what she was doing wasn't working, but she still kept on doing the same thing. she's probably released 40 different videos alone about being canceled, playing the victim, joking about it, and obviously that isn't going to help. But maybe she thought if she had this breakup with her boyfriend, because a lot of the comments were saying that it was staged to try to get more comments on her side. And that only worked maybe on YouTube a little bit, but all the other platforms, there's no way Instagram would care. And TikTok, no, none of her audience cared. So clearly that didn't work. The other theory people had was it was a publicity stunt, which we've already kind of been over. And that kind of makes this situation kind of depressing and sad if true, because that shows that their views were declining, or Clara's channel, and they needed one desperate way to make those views go up. But that's, again, a theory. In my opinion, I don't think it was staged. I think they just, they're both pretty decently big. Clara, especially, a huge influencer. Obviously, it's just hard to make that work. There's so much different things they got to do. It seems like it was natural. I don't think it was a publicity stunt, but that is a big theory going around. And the entire theory of the red note messages and the one girl claiming that Javi cheated on her with Clara, or not directly with Clara, you know what I mean, but while he was with Clara, meaning that could be a possibility, doesn't make the situation look any better, because if Clara is looking for sympathy through this situation, this theory sounds really, really cruel, but you got to kind of hear me out on it. So maybe it was a real breakup, but Clara decided that it was a way to get sympathy from her audience. And he was obviously they have an entire channel together, so obviously she's going to have to announce it. It probably is real, but she has to, because, it's such a major part of her content at this point. Her boyfriend was in almost every video with her, over half, easily. They had an entire channel together. They have long-form videos together. They do all these trends, all this music, all this stuff together. But the breakup does open up new doors to new different theories that people are likely going to have. Once again, it didn't get a ton of attention. Basically, no one knows about it on TikTok, and no one is really talking about it because it did happen on a completely different app that most American users don't use. In the prediction I made in my last video where I said things are going to get more heated, I don't know if that's still going to be true. I could say there's still a decent chance it's just going to be probably in a while from now, because Clara talks about it a lot, but right now she's sticking to the idea that, whatever, we still love each other from afar and stuff. On her Instagram, we already went through those notes. She made it clear that she still likes him a lot, even though, let's just say, his breakup discussion in his TikTok video was a bit, it was a bit unremorseful.
I love the Philippines, man. And, she wanted to live in her beach house in Vietnam, which by all means is her dream life, and I'm super happy for her. But we just talked about it, and it seemed like the right time to
In my past videos about her, most of the comments were focused on him instead of her. They were saying, yeah, he is not. He used her for fame, he used her for this, he used her for that, and that could be true. Once again, we don't know enough about them. And do we really want to know more? No. If any of you guys know any additional information about the breakup that has been made public, obviously, been tweeted, been made into a TikTok, obviously, don't dig into anyone's personal lives, but anything public that I'm missing, please comment it below, because, might as well get in more information. There really isn't enough to really go on an more depth video on it, but that's why I focused on some other topics as well, not only the breakup, drama, cheating situation. And I thought I might as well, since this is likely going to be the last video, because there aren't really any updates on the drama, and yes, I know I've said that before, but there aren't much. There's nothing really to update. I thought the cheating was an interesting topic, but past then, I might as well start on other topics, because I have a lot to work on, a lot of different ones. Speaking of thumbnails, I have one that I've been working on for days now, and it still doesn't look good. I had to ditch a Joe Bart one. I was going to make a positive one on Joe. I had to ditch it because I did 50 thumbnails and none of them were working. You guys have no idea how frustrating this is. I legitimately was going to do it a week ago, and I went through all of them and none of them looked good. So I was like, I guess I have to drop the topic. I always have to get the thumbnail first done. And these thumbnails are so, don't get me wrong, I love making them, I love what I'm doing, but sometimes, man, when I spend days working on something and it doesn't work out, because a second or third time it's happened with thumbnails, just annoys me because I was really interested in that topic and now I'm going to have to drop it. So I have a lot of different stuff I need to get working on, and I think it's time to end the Clara saga. Yes, I am saying for real, stop commenting things like it's a one-sided beef. It's not a beef. I'm just making videos on a topic. The beef was months ago. This is not a beef anymore. I'm just making videos on the breakup discussion. I don't know why people are acting like I'm trying to drag a beef out. I'm not. At the end of the day, in conclusion to this saga, or whatever the heck you call 3 videos and then you're done pretty much because there's not anything else to talk about. This is the last major topic, is the cheating allegations and her Instagram story. There's not much to cover. But in the conclusion is that Clara, as I've said before in past videos, is pretty much wasted talent. Sure, she had a lot going for her, but she wasted it by, I don't know, rage baiting. Maybe rage baiting is some weird thing you become, you really want to do it when you get a bigger influencer, you become one, because I see so many big influencers just start rage baiting out of nowhere, and it's like, maybe it's something that like you get bored of your content and you're like, that looks fun, that'll make me cool. I don't know. Sometimes I don't understand, because these creators have everything, they're so respected, they have a huge audience, and then they just out of nowhere start rage baiting, and it's like, either they got mad at their audience, or they just think that's more fun, or they're just incredibly bored. I just don't understand why creators rage bait. I understand why like smaller people, nobodies, start rage baiting because they aren't good at anything else, and that's how you get views and attention. But I don't understand how successful creators do it. Like, I don't understand why they do it. But maybe karma is truly a real thing, because this breakup seems to be it. I mean, most of us saw it coming. I mean, huge influencers, especially ones that rage bait their audience, don't usually have the most healthy relationships, as we've seen in the past. Like, when you're a toxic person in general to your audience, like, that might just be a reflection of yourself. Who knows at the end of the day? But a lot of us did see it coming. We don't laugh about it, blah, blah, blah. We've already been over that. But in conclusion, we have to admit that, like, sometimes something like karma might actually exist. It might come back to bite you when you're nasty to people. Maybe it's just something that she should have seen coming. Maybe her, and lack of better word, overconfidence, there's some other word, just being stuck up, what is the word? Being super cocky. There's the word. Being cocky. Maybe that is what ruined everything. Maybe because an influencer, you get all these likes, you get all this stuff, you get all this attention, you get what celebrities get, you get those same views, but you aren't a celebrity, if that makes sense. Like, people don't watch you because they like you, like it's with a celebrity, they watch you because they like what you're giving them, if that makes sense. Clara may have more views total than Gordon Ramsay, for example, I don't actually know, but some random celebrity, Kim Kardashian, but if Kim Kardashian took a video of her sitting down and staring into a window, she'd get way more views and likes than if Clara did. But influencers don't always think of that. They just think, oh, they like me because of specifically me. I'm a celebrity now. No, they like you because of the content you give them. Nobody who makes content is you're not really a celebrity because you're an influencer. Your audience watches you because of what you give them. So at the end of the day, that can twist your mind to make you think you're above everyone and you're just better than everyone because you think you're a celebrity. And that may have happened to Clara. In conclusion, just stay humble, especially if you're a TikToker, because you can legitimately go viral for anything. For example, I did start a TikTok account a few days ago, and I posted 3 random videos. One got 50,000 views and 10,000 likes. It got a very good amount of likes. I'm 11,000 actually. But genuinely, it is easier to get more of a reach on TikTok, but obviously it pays less. So just stay humble, because it's easy to get a decent amount of views. Almost every TikTok account, if you click on them, they have some video with 500,000 views or whatever. So literally anyone can get views on TikTok. So please stay humble. You're not a celebrity and it can kill your career. Thank you so much for watching. I'm done for real this time, unless there's major updates, which thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.